Stallone, Willis, Diesel, Cruz, Schwarzenegger? Yes, we've all been taken away to another place by a glorious action hero. Why? Because they convinced us of something. Yeah, we're talking about magic like, Yippee-ki-yay, live for nothing or die for something. Do you feel lucky, punk? And a personal favorite, I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum. Hi, it's Scott from Twisted Puppy, and that's what we're here talking about today, creating the magic that drives action. On your website, you know you have to follow AIDA, attention, interest, desire, and action. We've talked extensively about the first three in previous Twisted Puppy blog posts. Those are all the setup items. Now, it's time for the close. On your website, if you don't close, you get no revenue. So action is one of the most important aspects of the AIDA marketing pillars. Remember, always be converting. Now, let's dig in on what action really means. Someone lands on your website, they've read your compelling copywriting, perused your beautiful social proof, and then you need a call to action. It's also known as a CTA. Calls to action are verbs like subscribe, buy, download, order, request, get, discover. CTAs are typically links, buttons, or forms on your website. A link or a button that links to another page is called a click-through. You can track sales funnels with how many people click through to another page, like a product tour or a registration page. It adds a little bit of friction to the user experience, but it also allows you to minimize the clutter on a landing page. It's worth experimenting with click-through CTAs sometimes. On the other hand, a form can capture key visitor information on the same page. It may be one field, like an email address, or a complete registration. The more fields, the more friction. So most conversion experts recommend keeping forms as short as possible. You can always ask visitors to add more later. Like, hey, if you're going to be active in our community, complete your profile. Completing your form is a conversion. So what makes a good CTA? Here are 10 secrets of an action hero to help you. Number 1, add a reason. A button cannot stand alone. Subscribe for special discounts. Join today to get free access for 30 days. Get 20% off of your first purchase. Enter your email now. Sounds a lot more enticing than subscribe, doesn't it? Number 2, shape your target audience. If your audience knows that they fit, they're more likely to take action. We accommodate budgets of many sizes. View our pricing plans now. Get your free 60-minute strategy session. If your business generates over $250,000 a year, we can help identify your biggest business opportunities. Request a consultation. Let the audience know where they stand. Number 3, add urgency. You've probably read about FOMO, fear of missing out, and no doubt it's been used on you. Only 2 days left, while supplies last. Now! It's a psychological edge you can always try, and it works a lot better than we'd like. Number 4, use additional social proof. As the saying goes, no one wants to dine in an empty restaurant. Show that you're a popular choice. Join over 10,000 subscribers who get our weekly newsletter. Enter your email below. Get visitors to join your tribe. Hey, don't miss out. We deliver a 5-star experience. Number 5, try to focus your pages on a single CTA. It's best to minimize on CTAs. Build up your copywriting to drive 1, maybe 2 actions. You can add a secondary action if the main CTA is too big. For example, if the main goal is to get an email address through a CTA like request a consultation, a secondary goal could be to watch a video. Or if your CTA is something like download our white paper, a secondary goal could be to get them to preview the white paper via click-through, and that page would also have the download form. I worked on a project that repeated the same CTA all the way down the page. Your eyes basically start filtering them all out, so don't offer the same thing repeatedly. Try placing your CTA above the fold, and perhaps in the middle or at the bottom of the page, but don't repeat more than a couple of times. And speaking of placement, number 6, consider the location of your CTA. Above the fold, could be too early in the page, depending on the action. I've fought somebody over chat with an expert in the hero section. No one was clicking on it because the visitor hasn't really read your messaging yet. Middle of the page, sounds good, but again, might be too early. Bottom of the page, maybe the visitor never gets that far. Experiment to see what works with your content. Use placement and repetition as experiment variables. Bear in mind that the CTA has to match the temperature of your audience, whether it's ice cold or lava hot. Number 7, use personal compelling language around your CTAs. Words that typically show higher conversion rates include you or your, guarantee, results, free, new. Personally, I love secrets or tips in everybody's offers. Everyone wants to know a secret. Words you should avoid on your CTAs include submit and order. Number 8, provide alternatives on your CTAs for those who may want a different approach. Some visitors don't want to give you any more email addresses because they're fatigued by online marketing. Give them an option. Visit us at the industry conference in May. For even faster service, call 555-1212. You can even track mobile phone calls as conversions if you use a good analytics tool. Number 9, take advantage of the principle of reciprocity. From the early days of the web, we've practiced give to get. It's based on a psychological principle called reciprocity. It means that if I give you something for free, you feel an obligation to pay me back. If you give your visitor something useful, they'll pay you back more than your original gift. Design giveaways into your marketing plan. We love splitting the ask into smaller bites. If your first transaction is request a consultation, you're immediately creating friction. You could be a big pest calling me every week. You know the sales guys, right? Give them an inch and they call you 1,000 times. But with reciprocity, you earn trust and that obligation. It's different to get a follow-up email saying, hey, what did you think of that case study? Would you be interested in seeing how our product could work for you? We'll give you a 20-minute demonstration. You've just split the ask as you created value and established a connection of trust. Number 10, experiment. If any marketing firm, including Twisted Puppy, tries to convince you they're experts, run away. What worked for one client may not work for another. What really works is testing. You should try different offers, calls to action, copywriting, and design to see what works for you. You're unique and your audience is unique. And don't just copy what your competitor does either. They could be spending a ton of advertising and marketing money on stuff that doesn't work. For smaller businesses, you're limited by a small sample size. And a simple rule of thumb is that your test needs to run about 1,000 times. So if you only have 100 visitors a month, it's harder. You need to find ways to get more traffic. Go take a look at what we talked about, attention. But you can still run a test or two with whatever traffic you have. Are you ready to be a call to action hero? Let's recap. Number 1, add a reason. Number 2, shape your target audience. 3, add urgency. 4, use additional social proof. 5, try to focus pages on a single call to action. 6, consider the location of your CTA. 7, personal compelling language around your CTAs. 8, provide alternatives for those who may want a different approach. 9, take advantage of the principle of reciprocity. And 10, experiment. Thanks for checking out the Twisted Puppy blog. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. If you're new to the blog, be sure to check out the archives. We value your time, so we only post good stuff. Hasta la vista, baby.